Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our coaching call today. It is Friday here in San Diego, and it could be another day where you're at. I'd love to see where you're from. Hey, Jennifer, what's going on? I see Jameson, TW Jameson here, representing Los Angeles. Oh, very cool. You're not too far from me. Connecticut, Kentucky. Oh, my goodness, a lot of U.S. people here today. Christopher, where's Christopher from? Jessica. Oh, I'm with Jessica. Say good morning, Jessica.
Jamaica. Good morning.
He's from Jamaica. Very cool, man. Let's see. There's Johan. I see that. Hey, Johan, we're going to be going over your site today, too. I got that. Very cool. I see Chrissy. I think, Chrissy, you're up in LA, too, aren't you? In Los Angeles, I believe. Ibrahima. And we're also doing your site today, too, buddy. I saw yours. Would appreciate you sending that over. I got Allison from San Francisco. Bill in Seattle, Bharat says good morning. We got Bronx, New York. We've got, looks like the UK, Brad Patel's from the UK. We got Chicago here for Karis. And Karis, we're going over your site today. Got a lot of submissions. Victoria from Chesapeake, Virginia, which is where I moved from, by the way, in case you didn't know that. Ibrahima from France. We got Richard from is that San Francisco, Jessica? I can't see that on my screen. Let's see. San Diego. Oh, okay. Very cool. Well, maybe you'll see in a coffee shop around town here. Colleen's from New Jersey. We've got Harin's from India. Australia. We've got Ruben. David from Boulder Creek, California. Is that Boulder Creek? Yeah, California. Marissa from Canada. Ruben is here. Got another person from India. Harin's from India. Rimi's from Montreal. Gosh, I could go on and on. You guys are from all around the world. Very cool. We got a full house today, guys, so do not log out. That happened to some people last week. You know, you log out and then somebody grabs your spot and then you can't get back in. So, you know, turn off all your distractions. I got some really cool stuff we're going to go over today. I did a video the other day and I posted it in the group, and not all of you saw it. But, you know, all of us sometimes we get a little bit down, we get discouraged, things go wrong, you get upset. And I want to play that video if you don't mind today. It's from a guy I met named Sean Stevenson. Really cool guy. It's only like a 4-minute video, but I think you guys would really benefit from it. Hey, Jennifer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my next screen. As you saw, I had a little technical difficulty. PowerPoint crashed on me right when I started. So when things go wrong, guys, just keep moving forward, because you know what? It's not that big of a deal. None of this really is. So, you know, you just kind of move forward. So this week's coaching call is going to be a case study, and we're going to do site reviews. And I've got a bunch of them I'm going to review. Some of you guys submitted a couple, 2, 3 sites. So that's very cool, but I'm gonna try to get to as many as I can today. I'm gonna give you a list. You're gonna have a list, a checklist of what you're looking for on your site. So when you leave here today, you're gonna leave with some really good information. You can apply it and you can make more money, because that's what we wanna do. So I wanna share this with you first off, this little video I did. And if you think you've got it tough, and if you think you can't do things, pay real close attention to this video, and I think it'll change your mind real fast. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real fast.
Why don't people succeed? Heck, the biggest part of what I see when someone fails is that they either never started because of some excuse, or they quit too soon. When you start a new venture, you need to give it at least 60 days. This is a must. It takes 60 days to form a habit. I want to share with you a quick story about a man that commits to things and has no excuses. His name is Sean Stevenson, and I had the pleasure of meeting Sean at a meeting I went to in Beverly Hills, California. He came to speak to our group and spent the day with us. It was a pleasure to meet him. I got to know him and his story. He was born with a disease commonly known as brittle bone disease. Most of his bones had been broken during the delivery. He was placed in intensive care at Chicago Children's Hospital, and doctors warned his parents that he may die very soon. He survived, but spent much of his youth in pain and experienced the stunted growth and mobility limitations common for people with this particular disease. He began delivering motivational speeches at the age of 17 years old. With the help of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, in 1998, he met his motivational speaking hero, Tony Robbins. Now, Robbins became his mentor and encouraged him to change his lifestyle to improve his health. While attending DePaul University, Stevenson worked as an intern for President Bill Clinton and for Illinois Congressman Bill Lipinski. After receiving his bachelor's degree in political science in 2001, he published his first book, How Youth Can Succeed. Now, transforming his dreams into reality for young adults, and he returned to motivational speaking. After his speeches, Stevenson found he was often approached by people seeking advice on personal issues. Feeling ill-equipped to advise them, he decided to go back to school and become a certified therapist. He took courses at Bennett Stellar University, a private institution specializing in neurolinguistic programming, and at American Pacific University, since renamed Kona University. In March 2004, Sean began work on a Doctor of Clinical Hypnotherapy degree at American Pacific. He operates a therapy practice from offices in Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois. He also continues to work as a motivational speaker, earning $15,000 to $30,000 per appearance. His second book, Get Off Your Butt, How to End Self-Sabotage and Stand Up for Yourself, was published in 2009. It was a self-help book that recounted his own personal story along with the stories of others and provided exercises for readers to perform while they read. Tony Robbins provided a foreword. That same year, Stevenson was the subject of 3 Foot Giant, a television documentary that aired on the Biography channel. Sean was married in 2012 to his wife, Mindy, and they are both professional speakers and are able to travel the world. He has consulted with the Dalai Lama, presidents, and many celebrities. He made no excuses and he never quit. So what's your situation like? Do you make excuses to not succeed or think you can't succeed? What small thing prevents you from achieving your goals? Sean didn't complain about the cards he was dealt. He didn't let him control his life. He focused on his goals and was committed. Why not you? Do you feel you just need someone to tell you that you can do it? Is that what it is? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can do it. There you go. I just told you. Now you can go do it. So just go do it. Let's start you on your 60-day commitment today.
Okay, guys, so that is my little motivational speech for the day. What'd you guys think of him? Put something in the comments there. What do you think of Sean? He was supposed to die at birth and he did not. And I got to tell you, I talked to him one-on-one and he told me that up until the age of 17, he pretty much just felt sorry for himself. He did nothing. Jennifer says that's very inspiring. I think so. Ernesto says the same thing. He is a great man, William. He's a really cool guy. And, he didn't let anything stop him. He's got a beautiful wife. He has a good life. And he teaches others. His whole thing is to, erase insecurity. That's his whole thing. So yeah, everybody says it's very inspirational, amazing. I see that Judith there too. Mr. Patel has a comment in there. So pretty cool stuff. So, every now and then we need that little injection of, we get down and we gotta hear the right thing, right? And it's so cool that it came from him. So what I would like to do first is I'm going to go through a list, guys, of stuff that your site should include. Now, this doesn't mean every page has to have every one of these, but if you go to your homepage and you don't have any of these, or you go to a product page and you don't have any of these, you're gonna have a problem. But the cool thing is, if you jot these down, you can use these every time you build a page, and it's just really a templated type thing. So let's take a look at some of those things. The first thing it should have is, especially if it's your home page, it should state who you are. So when somebody gets there, they got to know who you are. Some of these pages I looked at were a little bit confusing, and that's okay, because believe me, when I first started doing pages, mine were just horrible, and they need improvement now, to be honest with you. But these are some of the main things. The next thing is it should describe what you do. There should be no doubt in somebody's mind when they land on your homepage. What do you do? I mean, what are you doing? Okay. So the next thing should be, it should have 2 to 3 CTAs, call to actions, above the fold. Now, what I mean by above the fold is nobody should have to scroll to get to these things. A CTA is something that you want them to do. Click to download this, or, click to get your discount coupon here, or, click here to take advantage of this deal. Whatever it is, there should be some calls of action right there. So the next thing is it should have some social proof. It could be customer testimonials. It could be pictures of customers. It could be, articles about your company. It could be any number of things, but something to prove that, you're good and you're worthwhile. Okay. and it should have some type of content offer. Now, what I mean by content offer is it should be something that somebody can go click to, whether it's a blog or downloadables or something where they can get some more information about your subject. You know, if you were, you know, somebody was talking on one of the other calls last time, they sell to people who like elephants. Well, you know, maybe there should be a download about, you know, how to help save the elephants or something, you know, something you could put in there that is going to motivate them to want to stay. Some type of social connection, you know, that could be a connection to Twitter or Facebook or, you know, Instagram, wherever you have a property at, you know, where you have an asset at, they should have a way to click on that and get there. Also, it should be some free resources. Okay. So, you know, if you were dealing in, let's say, the golf industry, you know, maybe there's a report on how to improve your golf swing or the best golf resorts in the United States or something. In other words, give these people some value also. Don't just say, I want your money, I want your money, I want your money. You know, we have a lot of downloadables and free resources at Survivalcave Food that people can get. Now, obviously, we're going to get them on our mailing list. And after they, you know, download it, we're going to try to sell them something. It's going to go to another page where we can actually try to sell them a product. It's never, you know, it's never a better time to sell somebody something to when they've just given you money or they've just given you information. They're going to be more, you know, apt to do that. A lot of mistakes are made because people will ask for somebody's email and say, I'm going to email you the report. And then that's it. And then, you know, a week later, you try to sell them something. Well, they may have forgotten about you by that time. So if they're downloading some type of report or, you know, they're opting in for something, it should automatically go to a page where you try to sell them something at that point. Because, you know, they're open up to you. They know who you are at that point. A lot of times we forget that. We want to just email them later on and get them on the list. Let's do it right now, right? If you're selling a product and it goes to a thank you page, that thank you page should offer them something else, right? They just bought something from you, or an upsell, or where they could buy more. Okay, so, you know, they come for the content, but they stay and buy. So make sure you're putting some content on your pages where they can actually get some value out of there. I don't see that done a lot. Now we got a bunch of pages, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just downsize this, and I'm going to copy this. We're going to look at Stacy's first off, okay? And we know some of the things we're looking for. So let's see if we can find some of those things now. Let's get over here to good old Google, and we're going to put that website in there and see what we got here. And guys, I want your comments too, okay? You've just been given a list of stuff, and I want to see, you know, if we're looking for that. This is a pretty darn cool site. Stacy, are you on the call too? If so, just put something in the comment box. I know not everybody can get on the call. And the cool thing is if we're analyzing some of these sites and they couldn't get on the call, we can put this video up later and they can look at it. Let's see here. Jessica, I'm here. Somebody's saying something to you, Jessica, right there. I'm not sure what. I can't hear JR speaking in the session. Is anybody having trouble hearing me speak? I saw that in the box here. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Anybody else having trouble hearing me? I can hear you, says Mita. Okay, Mita, I think we've got one of your sites too. I can hear you loud and clear. No, I can hear you. Okay, so you may want to check your settings there because everybody says they can hear me. So let's look at the site. What do we notice here? Guys, give me some of your comments here on this particular site and see what you think. Well, first off, you know, it hits me that it is really bright. It gets my attention. I like that. Can I tell who they are? Yeah, it says Stacy's Naturals. So I know right off the bat, this is about naturals. Okay, and this is very cool. Somebody says lots of choices. Somebody says too busy. You know, I go back and forth on this busy thing. It does catch my attention a lot. I've got a phone number up top. I really like that. A lot of people hide their phone number at the bottom. You'll see that on almost every site. Every new site I go to, the phone number's at the bottom. If you want to build a lot of trust in your company, you know, put that phone number up top. It says, welcome, Creative Connections Global is changing its name to Stacy's Naturals. Okay, so I see the URL is different from what Stacy's Naturals is. One thing I would do is get that URL changed if you can do that. It says handmade organic skin and hair care cosmetics. I like that. And let me scroll a little bit here. And it looks like, you know, right up the top here, I can see the black soap. I don't know what black soap is, but it may make me click on it. Shea butter, I know what shea butter is, products. Let me just click. Before I click, let me scroll down and see what we got here. You got some good pictures. It looks like there's good descriptions in here. I see in much more, absolutely the best natural products. Once again, phone number, it's got the hours in here, which is cool. Creative Connections Global by D. Ransom. Let's look at the products here real quick. I want to look at black soap. It's got my interest. I'm not quite sure what that is. Soap, it's raw African black soap, is natural. and one of the healthiest yet unheard of soaps you'll find. This is a little bunched up for me. I would make this font maybe a little bit bigger and spread it out a little bit. But man, this is kind of a cool site. Now I'm going to try to leave the site and see if there's a pop-up. I don't see a pop-up. So, I would suggest an exit pop. Now you can't use an exit pop if you're running an ad to a sales page. Somebody says, I like it. What else are they saying here? I don't know how to do downloads, etc. Not a problem. If you don't know how to do downloads, ask some questions in the group. But basically all a download is you're going to upload a asset. It could be a PDF. It could be, PDFs are the best to your site. And then you're going to figure out where that link is to that download. And then wherever you have like your little click button, whatever, that button is just going to have that link in it and it'll open up that PDF. They're a lot easier than you think to do. Pretty simple. Okay. And let's take a look at shea butter here. I like this though. I like this site. It's very cool. Moisturizing. I may do a little bit more in depth in pictures. I may show somebody using these products here. What do you think, Jessica? You're a female. Give some of your input here on the site.
Yeah, I like the site. I like the whole natural aspect of the products, especially being somebody that buys natural products. And I would say, I guess we're assuming your store is built on Shopify. To do a pop-up or even to have like a header bar where you can collect an email and provide a free download, you can look in the App Store for, I don't think they're called plugins, but because I can't think of what they're called, I'm going to say plugin, an app to install in your store to do, an exit pop or even a pop-up after, a certain number of times somebody's on the site. Give away something free.
There's somebody saying just a video review of a product, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah, definitely. Videos are, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago on a coaching call with Chewy.com, kind of how they rose so quickly is because they literally, with every single product on their site, started doing a review of that product in video. And that really boosted their rankings. And I think letting people see the product, not just as, a 2D image, helps as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. But it's a nice site, and Stacy, people like it. So I think you've done a great job. I would add the pop-up in here. I would add some type of opt-in. I would have some type of content where they can learn about your products, maybe a downloadable, where they could read about it, or a video they could watch it.
There is a blog. It's just covered by your.
There's a blog. Let me slide you guys can't see it, but there's a little thing here that we use to control the webinar. So there is a blog. Let's take a look at her blog real quick and see what we got there.
And she has what people are saying, so that's social proof. That's good.
Yeah, that's very cool. And the blog looks nice. It looks like there's just a couple entries on here right now, so it's maybe getting started. I like the Facebook thing here on top. Let's look at what people are saying. You put some work into this. I mean, this is not something you did overnight. And that's one thing people don't realize. You can't just grab a template, fill it in, and be done. I would certainly have pictures by all of these. I see a picture on one of them, but I would definitely have pictures in here on all of these.
And I would say, maybe as somebody who is always in the market for natural products, I make my own lotion. I make my own different creams and makeup removers. I make paw wax for my dogs. I make my own natural stuff. So as a free giveaway to get somebody's email address, give away, 10 recipes that you can use with coconut oil or shea butter. You have shea butter, just those things that you have on your site. And in that PDF download, link back to the products that they can buy on your site.
Yeah, that's a great idea. What you're doing, and we do the same thing. We have like recipes on our site, and the recipe requires one of the ingredients to be our food. So, what she's saying is, do this recipe for lotion and the ingredient be something you're selling. So you can drive them back to that, and you're going to have a built-in customer by doing that. So let's take a look at another site here. What other sites we got here? Stacy's got another site. All right. Stacy's hard at work. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Give me a second, guys. Put this in here. Okay. Now this site here obviously is a newer site. I do say, look, there's the pop-up though. Follow us to see your coupon code. I wouldn't really do that. I think people need to know what that is. or subscribe to our wonderful and occasional emails. People don't want to subscribe to emails anymore. I would change that. People want to get discounts. So you could say, you know, enter your email to get 10% off your first order. You could say, enter your email to get our free report on whatever it is. So I'm going to close this box here. And then we're going to see what the website looks like. And I got to move my little thing
and
over.
just real quick, although I understand you're trying to build your fan page on Facebook, and that's great, it's more valuable to you to collect their email address, because then you can email them and say, hey, like me on Facebook. So you can kind of still get that out of them if you're getting, you know, their email address.
Yeah. Now they also have so that people get notifications, which is a good idea here. I like this. I'm going to go ahead and not allow it because I don't want notifications. But when we look at this site, do we know who they are? Put in the comment box if you know who they are, because I think that's what we're missing here right off the bat. I see that. Does it say what they do? People say nope. Jennifer says no. Nita says nope. Does it say what they do? Let's see, Jennifer here. That's what I am missing too. Good, good. So people are getting this. Chrissy says no, I don't. So we don't know who they are. We don't know what they do. You're going to have a really high bounce rate on the site here, because it says take one step each day and you will get closer to achieving your goals. But what is the goal? So, you know, we want to be really specific on this. Assuming it's fitness, people are trying to guess now. It's pretty funny. They're literally trying to guess what this is about. So I think you're going to have a high bounce rate here. We're missing a lot of elements. We don't really have, you know, especially if it is fitness. And I'm going to click on this thing in just a second to find out. If it is fitness, then we want to have one of those products, right? Right here in the beginning. They should see the product. So I'm scrolling down here. That doesn't look like a fitness picture with that lady in that little outfit there. You see some fitness below it, but then I've got a bicycle light here. And if this, the name of it is My Care Palace. If this is a mixed store, we want to say it's a mixed store. We don't want to, you know, put this goal saying here. That's like a motivational goal here. And I don't know if that would make sense to anybody. And then if I scroll down, I've got, looks like some very random products. So this is probably a mixed store, but I would apply that list, excuse me, that I gave you in the very beginning to the store here, because it needs social proof. It needs to, you know, show what you're doing, why you're doing it. It needs to have some content. So there's a lot of things I would change on this here, but it's a good start. I would make sure your stuff is above the fold here. I like that you have your menu across the top here. That's awesome. Let's click on one of these. I'm going to click on accessories and see what we get here. Accessories, I get sunglasses here, but I don't have one product. So it's okay. This is probably in the beginning stages, and that's fine. It's like we've got some bonsai trees here under nature. Clothing. So, you know, they're going for a mixed store, which is fine. I do like the timers they've got here. That's pretty cool. And one thing I noticed about the last store we looked at in this store also, make sure you always have a before and after price, because this just says $15.95. I would have, you know, regularly $26.95 on sale for $15.95. So that's one thing I would definitely add. Clothing, let's see where it goes to. It looks like it goes to that same product. Yeah, it's just going to that same product. So these are probably the same product catalog. There's 36 products in here, which is fine. I see you've got one product here. You have a before and after price. I would also have a bigger discount. You know, $12 to $8 is not that big of a discount. I would change that. But overall, you're heading in the right direction. I think that's very cool. And it takes time to build these things. It doesn't happen overnight. Somebody's saying here, do we make up social proof if we haven't sold anything yet? I can't recommend you to do that, but you could certainly ask customers to, or you could maybe offer a download for, you know, a testimonial, something along those lines. Somebody's saying move the logo to the left. Yeah, the logo doesn't, yeah, I don't know, it's just a picture. I don't even know if that's a real logo, guys. So I don't know if I would take a look at that. All right, so let's take a look at another site here. And I don't know if we'll get through them all. Jessica, did you add something?
There is a way, and you guys, if you're interested, can post in the group and we can look up and send you the information. There is a way to download the testimonials from AliExpress.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't have to have, you know, testimonial from your customers. It's testimonial on the product.
Right.
So yeah, that's a very good point. I'm sorry, I should have brought that up, as a matter of fact. All right, so let's take a look here. And you can run contests too, where you give something away if you get testimonials. So that's a really cool, or get a discount on a product if you do a testimonial. There's all kinds of ways to get testimonials. All right, so let's apply everything to this. Do we know who they are, first off? Let's type in the box if you know who they are. All right, let's see. Somebody says no. Jennifer says no. Okay. Mita says nope. Okay. I got a no from Christy, no from Judith, a no from Johan. Okay, so we don't know who they are. Do we know what they do? Type in the box if we know what they do. How about with print on demand products? Well, those are just t-shirts. You would have to get those from a customer. David says, no, but I'm really curious. I'd like to know what you do. Mike just says, sort of. No, I'm just getting all no's. Somebody's guessing pet supplies because they maybe think that's a pet toy. Not really. Is it a dog toy? No, dog products. So we don't know what it is. So that's the first thing we would want to look at on this. Is the person with this site on our call? If so, just say you are here or not. I've got so many people in here, it's really hard to scroll through everybody.
I don't think they're going to say they're not here, though.
Yeah. They won't say if they're not here. Okay, raise your hand if you're not here. Okay, so I see more of these things. It says dog lover here. So yeah, this here, it looks like it's really at the beginning stages, and they're getting there. I do like the bright colors. It's bright, but we want to add all those elements that we talked about. It's got a free shipping at the top, over $60. May want to make that a little bit bigger. But, obviously we're just starting the site here, so we don't have a whole lot to go on yet. All right, so let's grab another one here. This one here is David's. Let me copy that site and we'll get it up here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get to all these. I'm going to try, guys, but man, this takes some time to do all this. All right, do we know who they are? Ibrahima is there. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so we just went over your site. Fun, what is this?
Fun animal.
Fun animal jewelry. Okay. We know what they do. Type in there. Somebody says jewelry. Is it men or women's jewelry, guys? Logo hard to read. Yeah, it's kind of fuzzy. I may want to clear that up. Font. Yeah, this whole banner area here at the top is too big. This is expensive real estate, guys, because you're going to be running ads to it. And everybody makes this mistake in the beginning. What they do is they put a gigantic picture here in this header, and we don't want to do that. Animal jewelry. Can't tell if it's men or women. People are saying we want a better description. I think that's a really good point, Johan. Animal jewelry. Now let me scroll and see. And it's not animal jewelry, is it? So we were all thrown off by the top there. Somebody says go to Fiverr and get a logo. That's a great idea, Chrissy. So we've got chakra necklaces. I'm not quite sure what chakra is. Maybe that means something. And it looks like there's different random jewelry things here. So we may want to get a little bit more focused on who our target audience is here. Is it new age people? Is it people with animals? I do like that you have the sale price on everything in there. That's very cool. Let's click on a product here real quick. It's got a good image for the product. It's got the sale. You can zoom in a little bit. You've got different images for the product, which is good. You never want to go with one image. I would put a description in here. This looks like this came straight out of AliExpress. And I would describe this, like fine leather, smooth tone, polished steel. You gotta really kind of sell it. So I would do that. All right, let's grab another site here, guys. Overall, menu bar is too big, somebody's saying. Haran saying that. Chakra is kind of zen. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm educated now. I appreciate that. So that's that Sedona, Arizona stuff. Those of you who haven't been there don't understand. Those of you who have, you really understand. All right, so let's take a look at this one here and see what we got. All right, let's just run through our list. Do we know who they are? We kind of know who they are. All right, we see a name up there. Do we know what they do? Well, they say they're the #1 store for jewelry and more. It's funny, this #1 thing gets kind of worn out. I was in a town and it said that they were the #2 car dealership in town. And below that, it said they had to be #2 because everybody else was #1. So don't overuse this #1 thing. I would. Not much color. David's saying, let's see, just saw you on a Shopify live view. Really? Okay. That's cool. And then we've got different types of jewelry here. You got animals, wedding, Celtic. I would, once again, this is not, they do have a product on the front page, but you have to scroll to get to it. This is not really focused on a niche here, guys. So we want to kind of focus in on a niche. I like the jewelry. I like the big discounts. Saves a lot of money there, right? And we do have product on the homepage, which I think is always good. I don't see any content where people can actually, get anything outside of just buy from us. So I would add some content in this. This looks like up here we're having a problem with this lining up. So I would work on that. I think we have too many choices up here. I may divide that down in. Maybe you could have a drop down on men's and then you could have the rings in that menu drop down there. Celtic drew my attention. Somebody says it's a bit dull. Yeah, I would brighten it up a little bit. All right, so let's go back to our next site here. Buy Shiz. Let's see what Buy Shiz is. And this is Will's store. So let me get there. It didn't want me to do that. All right, let's take a look at By Shiz. By Shiz. I like the name. I don't know. It's kind of cool. All right, so right off the bat, guys, do we know who they are? I mean, what can you tell about this? Right in there, no. Somebody says no. Jennifer says no. Matt says no. Picture too big. Yes. And do you see the theme here where a lot of people do this huge picture thing? Now, right off the bat, I'm going to guess it is in Mrs. Sizes. It's spelled with Z's. I think that's S's in the U.S., isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta if we're doing it from a different language, which I understand some of us are, we want to make sure that's correct. Catalog, I would be more specific than catalog because they assume you're gonna have a catalog up there. So I would have men's or women's or young girls or women, whatever you want to do there. So everybody's saying we don't know what they do. We have no clue. Okay, so that's the big thing that everybody is agreeing on here. Let me scroll real quick. Then down here we've got a skull ring, which doesn't really go with that stuff. Now, if this is a mixed store, that's fine. I would never put a picture that has any type of season in it unless it's a nice season, because like right now it's going into the spring in the US. I don't know what part of the world you're in. And, I would look at this and go, oh, this is a winter site. And I would click off immediately just for that reason there. And I would add some more color here. This is a little bit dull. There's not many choices up here. There's no exit pop. There's no discount. I would have something for content. I like that you've got a sign up down here, but I wouldn't just put email address sign up because nobody's going to do that. You have to give them something for that. They do have their contact here. If you had a phone number, I would put that at the top too. This says, Colleen says the picture doesn't seem to make any sense with what is being sold. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. All right, so let's look at the next one we got here. And that was Bosch's. All right, this is an interesting one. It says 13 geckos. I'm already interested. I want to know what 13 geckos is. All right, let's see what this one is. 13 geckos. 13 geckos. All right, do we know who they are? Let's do the first step. Do we know who they are? Let's see here. No. Somebody says no. I don't know who they are. Do we know what they do? Can you tell what they do? I see a woman in a dress on the slide. I like the slider. Slider's pretty. But can we, and somebody's saying, no, we don't know what they do. Doesn't make any store. Mixed store, maybe. Could be. And that's okay if it's a mixed store. I do like that they got free shipping right here. I do like that it says, give us a call. Now, I looked at this site earlier and where it says chat with us, you doesn't click to anything. So the thing is, if you have something here, make sure it goes somewhere. And then we also have locations, and I clicked on that earlier. It doesn't go anywhere. So don't put something here that they expect to click on. That's a giveaway that this is a new store that you're working on, okay? If you're going to have something like this, make sure it leads to something. 13 monkeys spin, love it. Okay, that's cool. I would have thought fashion until you slid to gadgets. Yeah, I agree. There is a typo. Chrissy says there's a typo in the slider. Where's that at, Chrissy? I didn't see that. That in there. You lose my trust by not being able to click on something. Yes, I agree. The gadget slider, she says there's a typo on that.
I think hobbyist.
Hobbyist, is that what it is? Hobbyist, yes. Okay, to the right. Yeah, I'm covering it with my, I've got a little panel here from the GoToWebinar thing, so I can't see it. See if they got an exit pop. Nope, no exit pop. Guys, get your exit pops. When people go to leave your site, these are so simple to have, have them opt in for 10% off or get free shipping right now, or, join to download this and get those emails, because it's just a fact that only about 5% of the people are going to buy when they hit your site. So you're losing 95% of the traffic that goes there. Think about that, 95%. Do a giveaway, give away a free whatever, opt in to win. I mean, I have it on my website right now, and I get emails every single day in that opt-in, and then they end up buying months later, because I send them so darn many emails. So make sure you have that, okay? All right, let me grab one or two more. I know we're running really long on time, aren't we? I apologize for that. To Johannes, because I saw him in there. All right, Johan, you still here? Say hello. Just say hi. Whoops, I had it. I lost it. Okay, let's go over to this and paste that in. And this one here, do we know who they are? Johan, I see you there. All right. I like the pictures right off the bat on this one. The logo is cool, but it's hard to read. I do like that you have a lot of stuff above the fold. Guys, post in here if you know what he does. It's got a Pinterest type vibe. Yes, it does. And people who like Pinterest are going to like this. font too small. I'm getting menus too small. I agree with that. Destination, not quite sure what's going on there. Somebody says it's travel agent. Now I do like this. They've got the, I think that's Wheelio, spin and win. You know, you can spin this little deal here. Let's see if I can spin it. Oh, yeah, I got to put my information in. So let me show everybody how this works here. I'm just going to put a test in there, Johan, if you don't mind. That's, I see I do this all the time. All right, so I'm doing a spin and win, and you can take me off your list, by the way, Johan, because you don't want to be able to test. And what do I get?
He has a pop-up too, so that's kind of confusing to me. Like he's got the spin, and then you see behind it there's a pop-up.
Yeah, they're on top of each other, so you may want to check that. Is that an exit pop? I think it is. That's probably a travel niche menu, a little busy. Colleen says, it has my interest. They like the little spinner thing. That's cool. You guys can put those on your Shopify store. Very easy. Really cool. Somebody else says, Johan, I like the spin. Yes, it's an exit pop-up. Okay, that's good. That's good. But we will, we want to set the adjustment of these things here. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this here. So everybody saw how that worked. Sign up for updates. I wouldn't put updates. I would put that they could win something. I would run a contest. And you don't have to do much, guys. It could be a $20 item, a month, or, every 3 months you do an item, whatever it is. You're going to grab some emails by doing that. And you're going to have people who are interested in whatever your product is. Now let's scroll down here. Killer specials. Is this a mixed store, Johan? Let's see, question. Does Shopify have an exit app? Yes, of course. They got an app for everything. Everything. Yes, contests are fun. Jennifer agrees with those. So I'm down here now, and I'm kind of like in the camping feel. No focus on travel and adventure. Okay, that's cool. So it's travel and adventure. I do see some tactical things down here. Don't know if that quite fits in. I would have some type of content up here. This is the one trend I see with new stores is they don't have any type of content to keep people engaged. And you don't have to write this content. You can go to Text Broker, and Jessica, if you would put that in the comment box, you can go to Text Broker and have a 600 or 800 word blog written for $18. So it's not like you got to invest a lot of money, but you do need to have content on these sites here. It will keep them interactive. All right, I know I'm going way over, guys. I apologize. I appreciate you guys staying in here because it's a lot of stuff here. Where were we at here? This one here was interesting here, guys. I want you to take a look at this one here. I think they have a cool niche. I would make some adjustments on it. And I did take the opportunity to look at a lot of these before I started. That's how I selected them. Now, do you guys know what this is about? Put it in the comment box if you know what this is about or who they are. Somebody says no call to action on the other one. That's very true. You know who this is. This is awesome. And if you know awesome, it's misspelled, but that's for a reason. Awesome apparel and products for those on the autism spectrum, okay, and their loved ones. So what they're trying to do here, and this could be a cool niche, I don't know much about it, but they're trying to focus on people with autism and people in their family. So I don't know, autism, yeah, very specific. Amita says yes, pretty clear, very cool. They actually like it. I want some call to actions here. I don't have any exit pops. And I want to look at products, because what products are for people with autism? Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to go with t-shirts and mugs and that type of stuff. And I don't know, do these people want to self-identify? If I have autism, am I going to want to tell people I have autism? I don't know. And I'm not saying they do or don't. I don't know this niche. If I am a family member of somebody with autism, I may want to connect with other people like that. And I don't know, maybe this is a very cool thing. I do want to commend you on coming up with a really different idea, though. This is really neat. And I'd like to hear how this, is the person with this site on the call here? Oh yeah, okay, that's Karis. Yeah, I only have 2 so far, and I plan on to add sensory items. That's really cool, Karis. I really like that idea.
Definitely has a lot of room to provide a lot of content.
Yeah, very neat
and I like
stuff.
the message us. I think people will like that a lot.
I also think that content would be great on here. And I think if you had some opt-ins on here, man, I think you could kill it. I really do. My store says opening. Yeah, I saw that, Vic. I couldn't get to it. Tried to look at that one. A blog would be very cool. Somebody's saying, Karis, I like the logo. Remove the powered by Shopify, somebody's saying. Let's see, where do you suggest I get the content? I would just go to textbroker.com. And I would go to other people's sites and see what they're writing on. In other words, search autism, see what pops up first. And this is what everybody listening can do for their subject. So you just go to Google and start to type in autism, and it's going to have a suggestion, and click on that suggestion. Look at the first blogs, look at what they're writing about, take that title, go to text broker, say, here's a title, write me a 600-word blog. You don't have to come up with this stuff. It's already been done. It's really easy. Messenger log, that's a good idea for getting contacts. Looks a little empty. Yeah, they're still working on it. Great niche. Yeah, overall, you're doing a good job. You're heading in the right direction.
She does have an opt-in, but it says to sign up for her newsletter, I think.
I think great.
She does have an opt-in, but it's to sign up for her newsletter.
Yeah, you never want to do a sign up for newsletter. That's
your panel is blocking it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got 3 more. I'm going to try to rush through these guys real quick. I really appreciate you guys sticking in here. Let's see here. What is this one here? And this is going to be so helpful to you in doing yours. Once again, this header's too big. The logo, it looks like you didn't use a PNG, or you're trying to make it stand out from your blue background. So what I would do there is either make your background white up there or have a different color logo, and it's so tiny. Fountain of Friends. Now, do we know who they are, guys? Type in here if you know who Fountain of Friends is. No problem, Karis. That was really, you worked on that hard. You're doing a great job. We don't know who this person or this company is. Okay, not really. Don't know who it is. So that's the first thing we got to work on. Who are you? Now, this is probably a mixed store. Is the person with this store on the call? Let me see who submitted this to me. Abby. Abby submitted this to me. If you're on the call, let's see. Somebody's guessing it's telephone items. All right, so that's the number 1 guess. Everybody else says no. Everybody else says telephone items. So let's scroll and see what it is. Ah, we got a ladies' bra, a push-up bra. So that doesn't really go with that. You know, when you get into, you know, women's intimate apparel, that belongs on a really, really niche site, unless this is a mixed store, and that's okay. Once again, we don't have a before and after price. I don't see any exit pop. Are you noticing, guys, it's the same stuff over and over? I do see a message us right here, which is cool. We get down to jewelry, but then we got a telephone here. So we're, you know, if you're a mixed store, say you're a mixed store, you know, an assortment of whatever, you know, whatever it is. I don't get the picture. Somebody says, waiting for name. It's a mixed store. Okay. Sigh of relief. I'm glad to hear that it doesn't suck. No, of course not. No, here's the thing. You're just not going to be able to just go out there and build a site and be perfect. The whole idea is that you learn and you get better every day. I learn something every single day. I swear I do. And I read other people's stuff and I pick up ideas from them. And that's what you got to do. And then you get a little bit of traction, you get a little bit of momentum, and then you know, apply that and keep going. All right, this one here is Born to Camp. That better be about camping, whoever did that one. Let's see here. That's Aharon. Let's see here. Sure should be about camping. Let's see if it is. You guys tell me if it's about camping when you see it. Born to Camp. Looks like camping. Okay, I get the message. Everybody get the message? Okay. Now, the problem is the picture's huge. I don't see a call to action. We don't have an exit pop. You know, we're hitting on the same things over and over, guys. So these are going to be easy for you to fix. If I scroll a little bit, everybody's saying they know the message. That's really good because that's the big part. And then I go down here and I see now this is a tactical thing because this is a ring to hurt somebody. I know that product. And I like that you've got the prices discounted. I like that. I like newest arrivals. That's cool. We do want to downsize this picture. We want to have content, especially if it's camping, right? Because these people are interested in camping. Are there tutorials on how to add and what we're missing? Yeah, we're doing one right now. And also there's a list also in the beginning of this of what you want to add. And also there's more in DCA. So yeah, let's take a look at this last one here. And I think we're down to our last site. Our last one is Jerix, and the name of it is Every Quality Products. Okay, so that's probably, I'm going to assume, a mixed store. So as soon as we get there, guys, let's see if we can tell what it is. You guys are getting good at this now. You should be doing these critiques. Yeah, a good group. Okay, it says Every Quality Products. Can we tell what it is? And just put in the box there if you can tell what this is. David says he can. David, what is it? Put in the box what it is. Somebody says gift store. 2 other people say no. David says it's a gift store. Okay. I don't see an exit pop. We don't have any content here. So as I scroll down, I see a couple products here and gift store possibly, but then I see, looks like steel balls here. So that doesn't really tell me it's a gift store. Somebody says a mixed store. Carl says London windows. Yeah, it definitely is a mixed store. It's not a, I don't think it's a gift store. This watch down here is, what is that? Oh, this is zero. I wanted to look at this real quick because it's got a zero product. I want to see how they handled this. Safe and secure, add to cart. It's zero. It costs zero. And you got 3 days left to get this. I'm going to add this to my cart here and see what happens. Okay, that's added to the cart. I'm going to go ahead and check out now and see what happens. David says the picture at the top was not congruent with the other products. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't. Okay, so then it's going to ask for all my information here. And then if I did that, I'm sure it would tell me how much the shipping was. So that's pretty standard. Let's go back here real quick. About us. Let's take a look at about us. Guys, make sure you have an about us. They're so very important. Make sure you have a contact. Make sure you have a phone number. I have a client in Singapore that I was doing some coaching with. I do some private coaching. And he had a hard time because I told him to get the Google phone number. What's that called, Jessica?
Voice.
Google Voice. Guys, if you don't know this, you can get a free phone number from Google. It's called Google Voice. He couldn't get that in Singapore, so he has a friend in the US. He's going to use their address. Now he can get one. Jennifer says, hats off to everybody, because this is not easy stuff to learn. No, it's not. It's not easy to learn. And I will tell you, I made so many mistakes in the beginning. People sit back and they look at you. If you're making a little bit of money online, they go, oh gosh, you must be smart. No, that just means that person spent a ton of time studying. These people who get my course or any other course, and they try it for a week and quit, they're always gonna be losers. I'm sorry, they are. I have people who try to buy my courses and try to we offer refund if you're not happy or whatever, and they try to get it and to steal information and then go off and do it. And with that attitude, you're never going to be able to do it. You need the support. You're going to need these coaching calls. You're going to need help. It's not a 1 day thing or 1 week thing or a 30-day thing. In the beginning, I played you that video about Sean Stevenson, and I guarantee you, when he went out, he did not make money the first week. He has an advantage though. I was talking to him about that. He says when he speaks on stage, his biggest advantage over the average person is they always remember me. He says they never go, no, I don't remember seeing you. Because he is deformed and his legs aren't there and his arms are messed up. He says I got that advantage over everybody, and I'm proud of it. And that's a pretty cool thing. So, Jennifer's absolutely, yeah, that's a good one. It is a good one, Miguel, but it's true. You've got something special about you, but you've got to just keep going and keep pushing and keep going forward. I had so many failures in the beginning. I tried selling cell phone cases and camping gear and all kinds of silly stuff. And it's funny that I failed in all those things, but as I failed in all those things, I kept learning more and more and more and more. And that's what you guys will do. You guys who show up on these calls here and you listen and you take notes, man, you're so much further ahead of those people who don't show up, because, I've heard it said over and over again, 90% of success is just showing up. You got to be there. And then when you're there, you got to do something. So I am going to leave now because we're done for today, but I really appreciate everybody who submitted the sites, everybody who participated in critiquing these. If you got something out of that, I would love to hear your comments there. Thank you. I love help so much. Cool. Take failure as a learn opportunity. Very true, Maury. That was great, fun session. Thank you, Perry. Thanks, Mita. Okay, guys, we're going to head off to lunch. What we do every Friday, and I always mentioned it, is we do our Friday lunch. I call it the Friday lunch. So today we're going to hit this soul food place. And if you follow me on Facebook, feel free to friend me. I've got some spots now. They got like 4,000 some odd friends in there. They allow you 5,000, but feel free to friend us. And we take pictures and we share that little food adventure. That's kind of a thing I like doing. And Johan says, thanks for the great advice. No problem. Okay, guys. Jessica, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, bye guys. We'll see, or I'll hear you next week.
That's right. We'll see you in the group, and we're heading out to lunch, and I'll see you on Facebook. You guys have a great day.